37 to 10, and this surprised me. I know you got a closer eye on the Big Ten. Northwestern was 2-3 coming into this game. I thought Maryland was favored; they could get it done. Unfortunately, they didn't. Were not able to do that. I'm gonna bring Nate in here, but Alex, what do you make of this?
I think plain and simple, the name of the game last night was turnovers. This was Maryland had 3 and Northwestern took full advantage of it. And it wasn't like Northwestern stats really like exploded. They had 200 yards passing, no touchdowns passing. They had the 3 rushing touchdowns on 80 yards. It was a 2.4 yards per carry. So that's how you can tell it was the turnover. It was Northwestern's offense being put in great positions, and they capitalized on it last night. That was the main difference in this game.
Yeah. And look, Nate, welcome to the show. Look, you guys have been doing well. You guys have been in every game and actually playing well all year. But, after this loss, you were talking to me. There's some people that have been, calling for the coach's head, the AD, like, for real? I mean, this is just a bad game, right?
Well, they're extremists, and they're not the only program. They're not the only program on College Park that they attack. They've done it with the men's basketball team. They did it with the women's basketball team.
Oh my goodness!
It's nothing new. Listen, Maryland has won 3 straight bowl games. Okay. Before that, this program, last couple years before like Mike came here, was trash. It was dysfunctional. Yeah. It was toxic. You had a football player, Jordan McNair, he rest in peace, die on the field. Randy Edsall was an okay coach, but didn't do anything. Like, this season, there were growing pains that were to be expected. It's practically a whole young team, and also mixed with transfers. So, and especially, I think we were so spoiled by Talia Tagovailoa, his play. I think no one saw this coming. Like, I knew coming into the season there's going to be struggles. Our secondary is entirely made up is practically freshmen. Okay, your offensive line is practically new. There was 8 players yesterday that didn't play because of injury. So, like, I have to really look at the game with a fresh pair of eyes, because what I've heard and what I've seen, I need to see with a fresh pair of eyes. And especially, I think, again, was that embarrassing? Yes. But to say that's the most embarrassing loss in program history under his watch, sure. I mean, you could say it's embarrassing. I mean, then I found out that
most embarrassing.
Exactly. But then I found out that he was doing most of the offensive play calling. That's what you have Gaddis there for. So I like to know what that's about. They just, from what I saw and seen, I don't think they really were prepared. But this is expected when you have a young team. Next year, they're bringing in Malik Washington. There's going to be growing pains there. So it's like 6 games to the season to call for his job, and especially what he's done. Who are you replacing him with? That's a $1 million question. Because if you bring a guy in who does total opposite, what are you saying then? Oh, we shouldn't have fired Mike. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, listen, we're not Alabama, we're not Georgia, we're not Michigan or Ohio State. We're in the middle of the pack. I mean, we in these last 3 years, like, they're building blocks. I think what can be a successful program. But I mean, you can't have bad games like that, like you did last night. I will say that. I mean, sure, but I mean, they don't get this. I mean, people don't come out and support the team where they should. I mean, it's like that with the entire programs, period. So it's like, you can't say you're calling for the man's job, but then if you look, not a lot of people turned out and supported. From my eyes, what I saw. So, I think to ask for.
They would. Championship team, baby. But Nathan, look, you guys have. I mean, you talk about building blocks, and a lot of us are wondering, all right, after Talia, what are y'all going to do at quarterback? Billy Edwards almost had 300 yards in this game, and obviously it might have been some catch-up yards or whatever, but even Ty Felton, who's and he's getting up there in the category as one of these elite receivers. He even had 9 receptions for 77 yards. There's a lot of stuff that you can build on. I mean, I honestly think you could just scratch this up for. You already talked about all the off-field things and the injuries. This is just one of those games. You know what I mean? You just wipe this away and move on. You know what I mean?
It happens. I mean, and then also too, like, some of the things, the penalties, the other things. That's coaching, but that's also on the players too. Like, Mike's not out there on the field. If a player's doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's not coaching. That's on you as a player.
Yeah.
So I think it's just there just has to be discipline. I think there has to be accountability. I think Mike knows that. But also but the players gonna be held accountable too. So it's like, I mean, they're getting checks now. Last time I checked. So it was a bad loss, but like I said, I'm looking back at the tape because I'm a firm believer. I learned this from Mike Tebow, a retired basketball coach. Is really never let your emotions get the best of you, especially after a game. Take all the good, take all the bad, all the ugly. Look back at the game. When you're looking at tape with a fresh pair of eyes. What went wrong? What went right? What could have been better? Because I just saw last week a Power 5 football team lose to a school that most people should have blew him out the water. They're calling for that man's job? No. So
it's true. It's true. Well, now there are some extreme fans that are definitely calling for his job, but they always call for his job on anything that happens. That's just them. We don't acknowledge them. We just keep moving. My guy, Nathan Snell, we appreciate you hopping on here, joining us, talking a little Maryland football. Hopefully next time we'll get you on here. It'll be under better circumstances, but we appreciate you being available, my guy.
Thank you. Maryland will be fine. It's still early in the season. We still got 5 weeks left, fellas.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a really tough schedule.
yeah. Six.
It's a good time to get your growing pains in, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I see some upsets down the line, man. I see some upsets coming up. We're gonna see what's up.
We'll be in a bowl game. I'm not worried.
I can dig it. I can dig it. No, the way we're playing, we might see y'all in a 6-win bowl game. All right. If we're doing that at Maryland, North Carolina, man, we're going, man. Let's get it.
Love it.
All right, man. Talk to you soon, bud.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Yeah, buddy, man. So shout out to him. And to your point, I mean, USC next week, then they go to Minnesota, go to Oregon, Rutgers comes in, Iowa comes in, and they finish off at Penn State. Look, I'm not going to say it to my man because it's my buddy, but it might be a rough season, buddy. It might be a rough season. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know if I see 3 wins.
There's a couple in there that I could see really go either way. Just based on who's home, who's away. But to me, I think this is a great development year, like he was saying, for them. Yes. You've got a lot of young guys. It's a great way for them to take their lumps, kind of get built up and get ready for the next couple of years here. So, I think it's kind of right around where we should have expected. I don't think anyone expected Northwestern to beat them, but
at all.
I thought 4-2 at this point, realistically. But yeah, we'll see how it shakes out for them the rest of the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, we got to remember they had that close game against Michigan State, so that goes either way, and then they are potentially 4-2. So we'll see what happens down the way.